Rihanna was like, I just wanted to be her.
Bring it up, Ree. That's my job for years.
Everybody thought this was going to be another untouchable celebrity moment. Another perfectly calculated Met Gala appearance where Rihanna and A$AP Rocky walked in looking richer, stronger, and more unshakable than everyone else in the room. But something about that night felt wrong almost immediately. The cameras caught it before the internet even knew what it was looking at. Beneath the designer looks, the flashing lights, and the billionaire power couple image, there was tension sitting right under the surface, and once people noticed it, they couldn't stop seeing it. Because what unfolded that night didn't feel natural. It felt like two people trying to survive a moment that was already falling apart behind the scenes. The chemistry between Rihanna and A$AP Rocky wasn't just cold. It looked fractured, like damage had already been done long before they stepped onto that carpet. And suddenly, one rumor started spreading faster than anybody could control. People began questioning whether A$AP Rocky had crossed a line with someone standing only a few feet away. Not just some random celebrity either. Tyla. That's when the internet completely lost its mind. Viewers started pointing out every tiny interaction, every glance, every smile. Every second A$AP Rocky spent near Tyla suddenly became evidence. Meanwhile, Rihanna wasn't laughing. She wasn't leaning into the cameras. She barely even reacted. And that expression on her face. Social media instantly labeled it the exact moment everything changed. But the real chaos started after the event ended. Inside that black van leaving the gala, the atmosphere looked ice cold. Rihanna sat there looking emotionally gone, staring forward like she was trying not to say something she couldn't take back. Meanwhile, A$AP Rocky kept talking, moving, explaining almost like somebody desperately trying to fix a situation in real time before it spiraled even further. The second that footage leaked online, the story exploded into something much bigger than celebrity gossip. Because people didn't just watch the clips. They investigated them. Frame by frame. Expression by expression. Suddenly, viewers became detectives. They noticed A$AP Rocky leaning in a little too comfortably backstage. Smiling a little too hard. Acting just relaxed enough to make the entire interaction feel suspicious. And standing nearby was Rihanna, completely unreadable, watching everything with a stare that people online described as devastating. Now fans are convinced this wasn't one awkward moment caught by accident. They believe the tension had been building quietly for weeks, maybe even months before the cameras ever arrived. And by the end of that night, Rihanna no longer looked interested in pretending everything was okay. Because the deeper people dig into this footage, the more it feels like the world may have accidentally witnessed the beginning of something unraveling in real time. The moment those backstage videos hit the internet, the entire narrative changed overnight. In seconds, Rihanna stopped looking like the untouchable billionaire superstar everyone idolized and started looking like a woman desperately trying to hold herself together while something personal was quietly collapsing in front of millions of people. Just like that, the glamour disappeared. Nobody cared about the fashion anymore. Nobody was talking about the gowns, the jewelry, or the Met Gala theme. The entire event became background noise. Because suddenly, all eyes locked onto one person. A$AP Rocky. More specifically, the way A$AP Rocky was moving around Tyla. The internet became obsessed with every second of it. The closer people examined those clips, the more uncomfortable everything started to feel. The energy between them didn't look distant enough to be harmless, but it didn't look innocent enough to ignore either. And that's what made the footage so explosive. Every interaction felt loaded with something people couldn't fully explain. Meanwhile, standing only a few feet away was Rihanna, completely silent, watching everything unfold without interrupting, without reacting, without giving the cameras anything to work with. And according to social media, that silence said more than any public argument ever could. Fans are now convinced that was the exact moment the entire mood shifted. Not later inside the van. Not after the event. Right there backstage before they even walked out of the building. Because once those clips started getting replayed in slow motion, people immediately noticed details they couldn't unsee. The eye contact. The body positioning. The way A$AP Rocky leaned in during conversations. None of it looked cautious. None of it looked like somebody worried about boundaries. If anything, he looked completely comfortable, almost too relaxed for someone standing inches away from his partner at one of the most watched celebrity events in the world. And that single detail sent social media into absolute chaos. TikTok detectives started dissecting every frame like it was hidden evidence. Twitter threads exploded overnight. YouTube commentators began building entire timelines around a few seconds of footage. Suddenly, people weren't watching celebrities anymore. They were watching what they believed was the beginning of a public relationship breakdown happening in real time. And the more the internet replayed those clips, the darker the theories became.
I called you, sis. Rhea, how you doing tonight? Good?
Yes, how are you?
Peace and blessings. You know, I go backstage live, you know what I mean? You know how we do that. What do you think about tonight? Was good tonight? You had a good time tonight? Look, I just got here, man. I'm happy to see everybody. That's a fact. Backstage live. I won't be backstage live. I caught you at a fashion show. Look at my God. Yeah. See you again, Bobo. Likewise.
Within a few hours, the internet had completely transformed into a full-scale investigation. TikTok was flooded with body language breakdowns, reaction videos, and slow-motion edits analyzing every second of the night like people were trying to uncover a hidden scandal buried inside the footage. Nobody was casually watching anymore. They were studying Rihanna frame by frame, pausing on every glance, every breath, every tiny shift in expression as if the truth was written somewhere across her face. And the theories got intense fast. Some viewers claimed Rihanna looked humiliated, like she was trying to hide disappointment in front of cameras she couldn't escape. Others said she looked emotionally detached, almost numb, like the relationship had been draining her long before the Met Gala ever happened. But then the conversation crossed into something much darker. The comments became brutal. A$AP Rocky is acting like a single man. She looks mentally exhausted. She's carrying this relationship by herself. And once those narratives started spreading, the internet became relentless. Because suddenly this wasn't just about one uncomfortable interaction anymore. People started connecting every moment from the entire night into one giant storyline. The silence inside that black van. The rumors about Tyla backstage. The way Rihanna barely smiled during interviews. The way A$AP Rocky kept moving through the event laughing, talking, socializing while she looked emotionally miles away from everything happening around her. The contrast was impossible for people to ignore. Online, the narrative shifted from gossip to something far more personal. Fans began saying Rihanna looked like somebody emotionally surviving the night, while A$AP Rocky looked completely energized by the attention surrounding him. And the more people repeated that idea, the more believable it started sounding to millions watching from the outside. That's when the situation spiraled. Twitter threads turned into relationship analyses. TikTok creators started building psychological profiles around short clips. YouTube bloggers began claiming the tension had been visible for months and the Met Gala simply exposed it publicly for the first time. Suddenly, every interaction between them looked suspicious. Every pause looked intentional. Every expression became proof that something bigger was happening behind closed doors. And by that point, social media wasn't searching for answers anymore. It had already decided there was a problem.
Rihanna goes viral after she was spotted looking upset at A$AP Rocky at the Met Gala. So you had Rihanna going viral in this video. People had showed Rihanna in the little van or whatever. Y'all know the joints they be in, whether it's a van or a bus. She's in the joint basically looking real unhappy, upset. It was looking like her and A$AP Rocky had a back and forth. He was basically talking to her. You had people recording. Riri and kids. She was in the joint looking like she was in her feelings, right?
On the surface, everything still looked flawless. The designer outfits were untouchable. The cameras captured every angle perfectly. The smiles looked expensive, controlled, rehearsed. To the outside world, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky still appeared like the definition of a billionaire celebrity empire. But underneath all that perfection, the internet became convinced something much darker was hiding beneath the glamour. And once people started digging into old footage, the entire conversation changed. Bloggers began resurfacing interviews from years ago, comparing the version of Rihanna the world used to know with the woman people were watching now. The old Rihanna felt impossible to ignore, loud, fearless, magnetic, walking into every room like she owned it. But according to social media, this version looked different. Quieter, emotionally drained. Almost like someone carrying pressure she could no longer hide behind fame and luxury. Then things escalated even further when Tasha K entered the conversation. She didn't just comment on the viral clips. She poured gasoline all over the speculation. According to her, Rihanna has allegedly been emotionally overwhelmed behind the scenes for a long time and that A$AP Rocky's non-stop legal problems, public controversies, and chaotic lifestyle have slowly been exhausting her mentally in private. Now, whether any of that is actually true, nobody can say for certain. But the reason people became so uncomfortable watching the Met Gala footage was because of how isolated Rihanna seemed throughout the night. While A$AP Rocky moved easily through the event, laughing with celebrities, socializing backstage, and bouncing from conversation to conversation, Rihanna looked emotionally disconnected from almost everything happening around her. And social media noticed immediately. People began pointing out how often she appeared alone in clips despite arriving together. How distant she looked during interviews. How little energy she seemed to give the cameras compared to previous years. Some fans even claimed it looked less like a glamorous celebrity appearance and more like someone mentally trying to survive the night without letting the pressure crack publicly. That's when the tone online became genuinely unsettling. Because now the theories weren't just about flirting rumors anymore. People started questioning whether Rihanna had quietly been reaching an emotional breaking point for months while trying to maintain the image of a perfect relationship in front of the world. And once that idea entered the conversation, the internet couldn't stop feeding it. Suddenly, every old clip looked different. Every exhausted expression became evidence. Every quiet moment became another piece of a story fans were already convinced was unfolding right in front of them.
Even though I'm like, man, they're celebrities, they know they're going to be recorded. You can clearly see in the van or bus or whatever like that, man. Whatever A$AP Rocky was saying to her, she was.
That single accusation changed the atmosphere online almost instantly. Up until that point, people were still debating whether Rihanna was simply exhausted from the cameras, the pressure, and the chaos of the night. But after those rumors started circulating, the conversation turned much darker. Suddenly, fans weren't asking if she looked tired anymore. They were asking whether she was quietly reaching the end of her emotional limit. And that's when the black van footage took on an entirely different meaning. According to several viral theories, the conversation inside that van wasn't the beginning of the tension at all. People now believe it may have been the continuation of an argument that allegedly started backstage long before the public ever noticed something was wrong. In other words, fans became convinced the cameras didn't capture the start of the problem, they captured the aftermath. By the next morning, the Met Gala itself had almost disappeared from the headlines. Nobody cared about fashion anymore. Nobody cared about designers, interviews, or red carpet moments. The entire internet was focused on one thing: the possibility that millions of people may have just witnessed the first visible crack in the relationship between Rihanna and A$AP Rocky unfolding live in front of the world. And social media wasted absolutely no time turning that theory into a full-blown obsession. TikTok users began slowing clips down frame by frame looking for hidden reactions. Twitter threads started analyzing Rihanna's facial expressions like investigators studying surveillance footage. YouTube bloggers uploaded body language breakdowns within hours, claiming they could see the tension through eye contact, posture, and silence alone. Almost overnight, everybody became convinced they knew what was happening behind closed doors. But this is where the situation allegedly became emotionally dangerous for Rihanna. Because people stopped questioning just one interaction. They started questioning the entire relationship. According to multiple online commentators, A$AP Rocky has slowly become surrounded by non-stop chaos in Rihanna's life. The legal issues, the lawsuits, the controversies, the public scrutiny, the constant pressure that comes with defending a relationship under a microscope every single month. And now, after the viral backstage footage involving another woman at one of the biggest celebrity events on the planet, fans began asking whether all of it had finally become too much. And once those theories escaped gossip pages, they spread like wildfire. Every platform started feeding the same narrative. That maybe this wasn't just about one awkward moment. Maybe this was years of pressure finally showing on camera for the first time.
Again, like you always are, until the truth finally come out, A$AP is going to ruin Rihanna. And I'm not saying he's going to do it directly. He's going to do it by the things that she's helped him get out of. So indirectly, he's going to be the reason why everything go downhill for her. I promise you. I've said it before. It does not benefit a woman to marry or to procreate with a man who has less than her. Because you take on all of that liability. You take on all...
That wave of commentary completely changed the direction of the internet conversation. At first, people were only debating whether A$AP Rocky had crossed a boundary during the event. But after hours of non-stop speculation, the narrative became far more intense. Suddenly, social media wasn't asking, "Did he flirt?" anymore. People started asking something much more disturbing. Was Rihanna slowly losing herself trying to hold everything together for him? And according to a huge portion of the internet, the answer looked painfully obvious. Because almost immediately, Fans began comparing the Rihanna the world used to know with the woman sitting silently inside that black van. The old Rihanna carried an energy that felt untouchable, loud confidence, fearless charisma, the kind of presence that dominated every room before she even spoke. She looked like somebody impossible to shake. But the version people saw that night felt completely different. Quiet. Emotionally distant. Cold in a way that didn't look calculated, it looked exhausted. To many viewers, she didn't look angry. She looked like someone trying to keep herself from emotionally breaking down while cameras hovered inches from her face waiting to capture every reaction. Then things escalated again. Another backstage clip leaked online, and this time the internet's reaction became even more explosive. In the footage, viewers noticed A$AP Rocky appearing unusually comfortable while speaking with another woman during the event. And according to social media, it wasn't just the conversation itself that triggered alarm bells. It was the energy. People pointed out the leaning in, the laughing, the casual shoulder contact, the relaxed body language, the kind of familiarity fans immediately interpreted as too close for somebody standing beside one of the most famous women on the planet. But what truly sent the internet into complete meltdown mode happened seconds later. According to viral bloggers and reaction channels, the atmosphere shifted the exact moment Rihanna allegedly walked up behind him. Fans claim A$AP Rocky's entire expression changed instantly. 1 second he looked loose and comfortable. The next, people say he looked caught off guard, almost like somebody suddenly realizing cameras had captured more than they were supposed to. That tiny reaction became the centerpiece of thousands of theories overnight. Now viewers are convinced that was the exact moment the tension exploded behind the scenes. The exact second the mood for the rest of the night completely changed. And from that point forward, every clip between them started feeling heavier.
He's alive then. He was behind, backstage, all in some woman's face. And whoever was recording, I guarantee you they were going to try to blackmail him with that video. Luckily, Rihanna walked up behind him. Yeah, you saw the look on his face. We didn't all caught our man up doing something suspicious. As soon as we walk up, he got that stupid...
The reaction to that clip was immediate and absolutely vicious. Social media didn't hesitate for a second. The comments exploded with accusations, theories, and non-stop speculation. Rihanna caught him. He looked panicked. That face says everything. She looked completely humiliated. Within minutes, millions of people had already convinced themselves they had just watched a relationship crack open in public. And the wildest part, none of it was actually confirmed. No one knew what was said. No cheating allegations were proven. No public fight ever officially happened. But that didn't stop the internet from turning a few seconds of footage into a full-blown emotional storyline with heroes, villains, betrayal, and heartbreak already built into it. That's the terrifying reality of celebrity culture now. One awkward glance becomes a cheating rumor. One silent car ride becomes a breakup conspiracy. One exhausted expression suddenly becomes proof somebody is emotionally falling apart behind closed doors. And once people attach emotion to a narrative, facts almost stop mattering. But according to gossip blogs and anonymous insider pages, the tension allegedly didn't end once the cameras stopped rolling. In fact, several rumors claimed things only became worse after the event ended. One theory suggested Rihanna allegedly had no interest in attending the same after-party as A$AP Rocky afterward. Another rumor claimed A$AP Rocky wanted to continue enjoying the night, while Rihanna supposedly just wanted to disappear from the chaos entirely and go home. Whether any of that actually happened remains completely unclear. But online, perception became reality almost overnight. And the more those rumors spread, the more people started viewing Rihanna through a completely different lens. Fans began revisiting old interviews where she talked about wanting peace, privacy, stability, and protecting her mental health from constant noise and drama. Suddenly, those interviews felt darker to people watching all of this unfold. Now fans were asking a painful question. Had Rihanna been slowly losing that peace for years without anybody noticing? Then came the influencers, the relationship coaches, the body language experts, the celebrity bloggers. And strangely, many of them started pushing the exact same narrative. They claimed the relationship no longer looked emotionally balanced. According to them, Rihanna appeared drained, disconnected, and emotionally overwhelmed, while A$AP Rocky still seemed completely energized by attention, fame, and the spotlight surrounding him. And once that storyline took control of social media, there was almost no way to stop it. Because now people weren't just watching two celebrities anymore. They were watching a relationship the internet had already decided was quietly falling apart.
Any relationship that tries to prove that they are happy, they're together, that then they flaunt it to the public that they are this unit couple, this power couple, that relationship is always bound to fail. It's always on the closed door. It's either a DV or the relationship is dead. Okay, that's the number one reason. And they always flash happy couple. But for the past week now,
that single clip detonated the internet overnight. What started as a few awkward seconds of backstage footage suddenly spiraled into thousands of competing theories, because now people weren't just talking about one uncomfortable interaction anymore. They were questioning the entire foundation of Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's relationship. Fans started wondering if the Met Gala hadn't created the tension at all. Maybe it had simply exposed cracks that had already been there for a very long time. And somehow, the more people watched the footage, the more divided the internet became. One side argued that Rihanna simply looked exhausted. After all, the Met Gala is hours of non-stop cameras, interviews, pressure, and public performance under blinding lights. Some viewers believed people were projecting drama onto a woman who was probably just drained by the chaos of celebrity life. But the other side saw something completely different. They believed Rihanna didn't just look tired. They believed she looked emotionally disconnected from A$AP Rocky entirely. Not angry, not explosive, just distant in a way that felt deeply personal. And right in the middle of all that chaos, another theory quietly started taking over social media. What if this wasn't actually about that woman backstage? What if the real issue was that fans believed this allegedly wasn't the first time something like this had happened? That question changed everything. Suddenly, old videos started resurfacing across TikTok and Twitter. Old interviews. Old paparazzi clips. Old rumors people had forgotten about years ago. Every moment where A$AP Rocky appeared a little too friendly around another woman instantly got dragged back into the spotlight. Social media began stitching random moments together into one giant emotional narrative that kept getting darker every hour. And whether any of it was true almost stopped mattering. Because the storyline was now spreading faster than either Rihanna or A$AP Rocky could control. At this point, the internet wasn't looking at them like a celebrity couple anymore. People were watching them like a relationship standing on the edge of public collapse. The Met Gala drama had escaped ordinary gossip pages and evolved into something much bigger, much messier, and way more personal. Now people weren't debating a single awkward interaction. They were debating whether the relationship itself was quietly falling apart in front of millions of viewers. According to several viral bloggers, the footage inside that black van became the strongest evidence of all. Not because there was screaming. Not because there was visible fighting. But because of the silence. A cold, uncomfortable kind of silence. The kind people recognize when two individuals are physically sitting next to each other while emotionally feeling worlds apart. That's why fans became obsessed with replaying the footage over and over again. Because Rihanna didn't look dramatic. She looked emotionally exhausted. And according to insiders and online commentators, that detail disturbed people more than anger ever could. The internet is used to celebrity couples performing happiness for cameras. What people aren't used to seeing is visible emotional burnout. And suddenly, social media started re-examining every interaction the couple had during the entire night. Every glance. Every pause. Every interruption. Fans claimed Rihanna appeared irritated anytime A$AP Rocky became too relaxed around cameras or other women. Others argued A$AP Rocky looked increasingly frustrated trying to balance the tension behind the scenes while still maintaining the image of a perfect celebrity power couple in public. Then the conversation turned even darker. Online commentators started claiming relationships only become this visibly strained in public when much deeper problems already exist in private. And once that theory entered the mainstream conversation, the entire situation escalated at a terrifying speed.
Don't get me wrong, couple argues. Yes, find me a couples that don't argue. But this couple are not just an ordinary couple. When a celebrity couple argues, you know that relationship has come to an end because people with money, when they have no reason to be together, they don't be together. They bounce.
That conversation shifted the entire internet into an even darker direction. At this point, people weren't discussing one awkward night at the Met Gala anymore. The narrative had evolved into something much deeper and far more toxic. Suddenly, social media started framing the relationship around power, emotional imbalance, control, and quiet resentment hiding beneath the surface. And once those words entered the discussion, everything changed. Some viewers claimed A$AP Rocky looked emotionally detached, almost disconnected from the relationship entirely, while Rihanna looked emotionally overwhelmed trying to keep everything together in public. But others argued the complete opposite. They believed Rihanna looked exhausted from carrying the emotional pressure of the relationship, while A$AP Rocky continued thriving off the attention, fame, and energy surrounding him. That's when the internet became absolutely ruthless. Fans immediately started digging through old interviews, old appearances, and forgotten clips trying to prove the tension had allegedly been building for months long before the Met Gala ever happened. Suddenly, every tiny interaction from the past started being treated like hidden evidence people had somehow missed before. If Rihanna interrupted him during an interview, viewers called it irritation. If A$AP Rocky seemed distracted while another woman was nearby, people labeled it disrespect. If the couple looked exhausted together during public appearances, social media instantly turned it into proof the relationship was collapsing behind closed doors. The internet stopped watching moments individually. Everything became connected into one giant psychological storyline. And then another viral blogger pushed the theories even further. This time, the claim wasn't just about flirting or emotional distance. The blogger argued that A$AP Rocky allegedly looked publicly controlled inside the relationship, while Rihanna appeared increasingly irritated whenever he became too loose, too outspoken, or too comfortable during interviews and appearances. That theory exploded almost immediately. Not because people fully believed it, but because it added another layer of emotional drama to an internet narrative that was already spiraling completely out of control. Suddenly, fans weren't just debating whether the relationship was struggling. They were debating who held the emotional power inside it and whether both of them had quietly become exhausted from playing roles for the cameras. And from that point forward, every old clip people uncovered only made the theories feel darker.
It's a Caribbean lady. This guy is a beta, okay? So when a masculine person meets a beta person, the masculine person will always dominate him. So this guy is totally being dominated. That's why he said in the recent interview that he felt his relationship with his ex-baby mama, the Kim Kardashian lady, will never, ever...
That theory spread across the internet at an insane speed, not because everyone believed it was true, but because it injected even more emotional chaos into a situation that already felt completely out of control. Suddenly, social media split into two aggressive sides, and both were convinced they understood exactly what was happening behind closed doors. One side defended Rihanna fiercely. They argued she had spent years standing beside A$AP Rocky through lawsuits, public backlash, legal drama, rumors, and non-stop internet scrutiny, only to allegedly end up embarrassed in front of the entire world at one of the biggest celebrity events of the year. To them, the viral footage didn't look like simple exhaustion. It looked like somebody emotionally worn down after carrying pressure for far too long. But the other side pushed back hard. They accused the internet of turning absolutely nothing into a manufactured scandal. They pointed out that no cheating had been confirmed. No breakup had been announced. No argument was ever clearly heard on camera. According to them, the entire controversy was built on silent footage, body language speculation, and millions of strangers projecting meaning onto moments they didn't actually understand. But by then, the truth almost didn't matter anymore. Because the damage had already spread too far. Millions of people had now watched that black van clip. Millions had already chosen sides. And millions were completely convinced something serious happened backstage that night, whether there was proof or not. Then the situation took an even darker turn. Old rumors surrounding A$AP Rocky's past relationships suddenly started resurfacing all over social media again. Gossip blogs began reposting older stories about Rihanna allegedly feeling emotionally exhausted behind the scenes. Even archived interviews where A$AP Rocky talked about loyalty, relationships, and women started going viral again as people searched for hidden meanings inside every old statement. At that point, fans weren't analyzing the Met Gala anymore. They were analyzing the entire relationship history. Every old clip became part of a growing conspiracy theory people were building in real time. And according to several gossip pages, some insiders allegedly believe Rihanna may finally be reaching an emotional breaking point from the non-stop chaos attached to A$AP Rocky's public world. Whether that's actually true remains completely unclear. But what made the internet genuinely uncomfortable was the way Rihanna started being perceived afterward. Because viewers stopped describing her as somebody fighting for attention inside the relationship. Instead, many began saying she looked emotionally detached from it altogether. Not angry, not jealous, not explosive. Just emotionally tired in a way that felt final. And that subtle difference made the entire situation feel even heavier online.
A$AP Rocky, one of the journalists, asked A$AP Rocky, if A$AP Rocky, how does he feel being away from the kids? In which A$AP Rocky said, it feels so young. Rihanna jumped in and say, oh, they would have liked to be indoors. Just talked over him, and you saw the guy's face just changed at the moment. And this consistently happened. When they did the last interview.
And honestly, that may be the darkest theory the internet has created out of this entire situation. Not the cheating rumors. Not another woman. Not even the public embarrassment people believe happened at the Met Gala. But the possibility that Rihanna may simply be emotionally exhausted. Exhausted from the pressure. Exhausted from constantly living under cameras. Exhausted from defending a relationship while the entire internet tears it apart month after month looking for signs of failure. Because once people start believing somebody is emotionally done, everything changes after that. Every smile suddenly looks fake. Every quiet moment feels suspicious. Every public appearance starts looking less like love and more like performance. And right now, that exact transformation is happening in real time online. No breakup has been confirmed. No cheating allegations have been proven. No actual scandal has been verified. Yet somehow, one silent black van ride after the Met Gala has turned into one of the most dissected celebrity relationship moments of the entire year. And the truly unsettling part. If this really was nothing more than exhaustion mixed with internet overreaction, the damage may have already become irreversible anyway. Because celebrity relationships rarely collapse the moment cameras disappear. They collapse when millions of strangers become emotionally obsessed with every second of them. And now the internet is watching A$AP Rocky and Rihanna like detectives studying a crime scene. One backstage interaction. One uncomfortable facial expression. One silent car ride. That's all it took for fans to become convinced the Met Gala accidentally exposed cracks in the relationship that were never supposed to become visible publicly. According to multiple gossip pages and online insiders, Rihanna has allegedly been emotionally drained for months, not just because of fame itself, but because of the non-stop chaos surrounding A$AP Rocky's world. The lawsuits. The rumors. The controversies. The pressure of constantly remaining composed while private moments get transformed into entertainment for millions of strangers online. And according to social media, that's why this story exploded the way it did. People don't think this was only about another woman. They think it was about emotional burnout. Disrespect. Embarrassment. The feeling of somebody quietly reaching their limit while trying to keep smiling in public. Because after those backstage clips surfaced, the public energy around the relationship shifted instantly. Before that night, people still viewed Rihanna and A$AP Rocky as untouchable celebrity goals. But afterward, the language online completely changed. Now fans were calling Rihanna drained, disconnected, emotionally checked out. And the craziest part of all? Nobody actually knows what happened inside that van. There's no audio. No confirmed argument. No evidence of cheating. Just silence, tension, uncomfortable expressions, and millions of people projecting fears onto a celebrity relationship already struggling under extreme public pressure. But this is what continues making the entire situation feel so unsettling. Usually when celebrity couples go viral for drama, the internet treats it like entertainment. People joke. They meme it. They move on. This time felt different. People looked genuinely disturbed watching Rihanna's face that night. That's why the footage spread so aggressively across social media. Fans became convinced they may have witnessed the exact moment a billionaire superstar realized that love and peace are not always the same thing. Or maybe none of this was a relationship collapse at all. Maybe it was simply two exhausted people trapped inside a viral moment the internet completely misunderstood. But if that's true, why does the footage still make people so uncomfortable every time they watch it?